What's up YouTube, it's Taco here. Welcome back to our channel. Today we are here at Mountain States Toyota, and our buddy Daniel Nevis allowed us to line up all these 2020 Tacomas for you guys. We're gonna be doing a review on all of them, and we're gonna go over all the different trim levels and do a little comparison between different models and what's new for the 2020 Tacomas. All right, so starting at the end here, we have a magnetic gray SR model. We have a silver SR5 model. And then we have the cement gray TRD Sport. And then over here we have the voodoo blue TRD Off-Road. All right, so we're gonna talk about this SR model first here. We're gonna go with the exterior, the front exterior first. So right away you guys can see that there is a SR grille. Looks different from some of the other grills. And from the front here there are no fog lights, as you can see. By the way, all these models from SR all the way up to the Pro, they all have the TSS in 2020, guys, so we're not going to talk about that too much. Off to the side here, as you can see, 16-inch steel wheels. One of the main differences between the SR and all the other models is the standard does not come with any fender flares. You can get the SX package that will give you black fender flares. So for the SR and the SR5 model, you have the option to get the 2.7 liter or the 3.5 liter. The two we have here are the 3.5 V6, so it's going to be the same as all the other ones. So from the side here, as you guys can see, there's no turn signals. Coming to the back here, something that's new that everybody's going to love is the rear bumpers do not, well, they do come standard chrome, but you have the option to get color matching on the SR model, even the SR5 model, without the tech package. So you still have your backup camera here, and they all come standard with backup cameras. Since we are back here, we're going to show you a little bit of the truck bed. There's no more slot over here for the little cubby. Before, you had a little cutout like on this side over here, and it had a power at a little cubby, and the other side just had that cutout. So moving on to the interior of the SR model, pretty much everything looks similar to the previous model. One thing you do see right away is the touchscreen in the middle here. You now have buttons rather than just the touch on the screen itself. The SR model, the screen is a little bit smaller than the SR5. So in the SR model, all of the vent rings, the handles, and even your shift knob piece here are all blacked out rather than chrome. You get cloth seats, no power for the seat here. There's no charging or wireless charging down here. It's just a cubby. You have your two USB ports in the center console here. You have one up front here, and you do have the ECT power button still in the SR model. All the 2020s will have this SOS button here on all of their vehicles. As far as the top goes, you have a mic up here, you got your lights and a sunglasses holder. There's no options on the rear view mirror, no garage home links or the compass. On the SR model, your steering wheel is not the leather that's in the other trim levels. It's just a regular steering wheel. So up next we have the silver SR5 model, and right away we can see that the grille is the same grille, but the outer trimming is chrome instead of black on the SR, as well as the color of the grille itself. It's more of a gray, dark grayish metallic color rather than the flat black on the SR over there. And in the front we do have fog lights on the SR5 here. Also on the front of the SR5 here, the valance is going to be black, same as the SR model. And going a little off to the side here, the fender flares here are actually color matching, and you do have one versus the SR that does not come with it standard. And then up here with the rear view mirrors, you do have turn signals. On the SR5 model, you do get the Tacoma badges and the SR5 badge, whereas the SR model does not have the Tacoma or SR badge. The rears, however, do still have the V6 and 4x4 badges. And moving on to the back here, we have the color matching rear bumpers as well for the SR5. And for the SR5, you are able to get the option with the tech package for the rear sonars. Everything else is pretty much the same as the SR for the rear. So coming over to the SR5 model interior here, we have an 8-inch screen over here versus the 7-inch screen, so you get another inch here. There's still buttons. This is going to be standard on all of them. One of the big differences in here, all of the blacked out vent rings and shift knob rings are all chrome over here versus the black over there. Even the steering wheel here, you have the leather, and the trim on this is the gray versus the black over there. And over here, your rear view mirror, you do have the compass and the auto dimming, and down here you have the rear window slide button to open and close the rear window, which you don't have in the SR model. And also over here you have the BSM button. It's a blind spot monitor. This is an option that you can add on to the SR5 model. So brand new to the 2020, you have your auto high beams, and as well as the driver's seat only will be powered. Everything else is the same on the SR5 model besides those small changes. And moving on over to our TRD Sport model here, right away you guys can see the new grille look. Looks pretty awesome, I like it. And you do have a front facing camera here that is optional. And the valance here is color matched on the TRD Sport model. You get your fog lights, of course, and you move down just a little bit, you will have a little air damp here because it's for on-road use, so you don't need that clearance in the front there. That is why that's there on the Sport model, as well as the SR5 and SR model. And of course, your TRD Sport model, you have your hood scoop that is still non-functional, but it still looks really cool. And then your fender flares here are going to be color matching as well on the Sport model. And only on the Sport model you will have 17-inch alloy wheels compared to all the other models that have 16-inch wheels. The side view mirrors here, you have your turn signals, and as well as a little camera down here, and that provides a 360 bird's eye view for you guys to see on your screen for to better assist you with parking and whatnot, which is also optional. Your badges are going to be the same, chrome badges, Tacoma, V6, 4x4 in the back. For the Sport, this model specifically here is the premium Sport package. We'll talk a little bit about that on the inside. Most of the changes are on the inside. New on the 2020s, you have an additional keyless entry sensor on the passenger side, whereas the previous model was only on the driver's side. So now you have it on both sides. That's pretty cool. So your passenger can also unlock it when you're nearby. Moving on to the back here, still have your TRD Sport decal. And so this is a technology package. So you have your rear parking sensors, and of course rear view camera, standard on all of them. Everything else is pretty much the same, except for the power and the little cubby that you do not get on the SR and SR5 model, you will get on the Sport package. No cubby over here though. Everything else is pretty similar. So another thing that's different in the rear between the SR5 and the Sport and Off-Road models are the tail light here. As you can see, SR models have the old school red lens tail lights, whereas the new ones in the Sport and Off-Road has the clear lens, which pretty much looks like the TRD Pro tail lights. The only difference is this is a gray housing versus the TRD Pro, which has a black housing. As far as the suspension goes on the Sport package, it is your Bilstein suspension as well. It's just tuned for a sport use, and actually in 2020 they also did a revision on their chassis, so you get like better steering. So moving on to the interior of the TRD Sport here, you have your 8-inch infotainment system. The Sport comes with a JBL system, and one thing I did not mention for the SR and SR5, or actually the entire Tacoma lineup, is they all come with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as well. On the Sport Premium option, you have your home link here with all your auto dims and whatnot. It does come with the moonroof, and down here you can see there's a new view button. That is your 360 view. We're going to show you guys the 360 view here. There is a button on the left here that if you press, it'll go to that view. So on the left here you have your front facing camera, and then on the right this is the 360 view, and you can press it again and it will go to your side views for you. As you can see, the front side. So these are the cameras that are under the side view mirrors, and you can switch it between the two to assist you with parking and whatnot, or seeing in the front, see how close you are to things. And then when you put the truck in reverse, you got your rear view camera, and then as well as the 360 view again. So while you are in this view here, you have some options here. If you press this button over here, it'll go to your full screen rear view camera, and you press it again, it'll give you a 360, and this button just gives you all the line options to assist you with getting into a different spot. In the center console here, you have your blind spot monitor, ECT power, and then also the parking assist sensor button. You still have your rear window button in here, and of course leather steering wheel. So new in the 2020 premium option, you have your leather seats, and as well as the driver's side is going to be powered, not the passenger side. So for those of you who do not have a Tacoma or have never owned one and are planning to buy one, you can lift this seat up in the rear, and you have your little storage spaces all across here. You can lift up all the seats in the back. Alright, so moving on to our last trim here, we have the TRD Off-Road, and there's going to be very minor differences between this one and the Sport, just because this is a premium off-road trim. But the front, as you can see, pretty similar, same grille, same front-facing camera, fog lights, and the difference between the off-road and the Sport, the valance here is going to be black rather than color matching, as well as the fender flare here, you can also see, is black rather than color matching. The wheels are going to be 16-inch alloys rather than 17. Same 360 camera underneath the side view mirror with the turn signals as well, and you still get the same keyless entry sensor on the passenger side. And moving on to the back here, it's going to be pretty similar. It's got your off-road decal rather than Sport. This is also a tech package, obviously. Rear parking assist sensors, and got the same power outlet in the back there. The suspension on the TRD Off-Road is going to be pretty similar. It's going to be your same Bilstein suspension. Only difference is it's going to be an off-road tune rather than a on-road tune. On the TRD Off-Road here, you do have a skid plate that's going to be thicker than the other ones. Those other ones are going to be thin just because you're going to be using it on road rather than going off-road with it. And the main difference, of course, between the off-road and all the other ones is you got your rear locking differential, and then you've got your terrain setting select, you've got your crawl control and whatnot, which is going to be on the inside here. So we are in the inside of the TRD Off-Road here, and it looks pretty much exactly the same as a Sport because this is a premium option here. You have your same dual climate control as the Sport there, and heated front seats as well. The seat is powered on the driver's side, so you can get the 2020 in leather with a moonroof on an off-road model, which is pretty cool now. I think that's only the premium option, premium off-road option. But yeah, off-road, you've got your crawl control and your terrain select, your rear lockers, and that's going to be the pretty much the main difference between the off-road and the Sport. So we have another TRD off-road Tacoma here, and the reason why we have this one here is it's a little bit different from the Voodoo Blue one. One of the main differences is this one has the option with the 2020 LED headlights as well as the fog lights. So this LED strip here is going to be a full strip rather than the half one on the other ones, and as well as the headlight on this one is going to be LED as well. And then the fog lights down here are also LED with an OEM look. So there is a little bit of a difference between these two off-roads here. So this one is just a regular off-road. This one is an off-road, this is a premium off-road option. And of course, like we just mentioned, headlights, fog lights are different. This one, the premium, has a front-facing camera. Regular one does not. And the premium option has your 360 view camera. This one does not. And coming into the interior of the two, we'll open them both up here. The premium will have your leather, heated leather seats, as well as your moonroof. The regular off-road has cloth seats and no moonroof. Another difference between these two off-roads is this one is your double cab, this one is your access cab. You have your double cab door here, no door for the passengers on the access cab, but you do get a bigger bed on the access cab. And the only difference back here besides the bed size, the rear bed lighting. This one you have your like old school red lens versus the one over here you have a white lens for the back. As you guys can see, the premium off-road option comes with a lot more stuff than just a regular one, so definitely would recommend getting the premium option. Alright guys, so that's all the trim levels for the 2020 Tacoma. So let's look at all the price difference between all of them now that we kind of have a feel of all the differences between them. Alright, so we have the SR Tacoma here with an MSRP of $32,315, and again, this is the 3.5 V6 model. And then over here with the SR5 here, also the 3.5 V6, MSRP $35,190. And moving on over to the TRD Sport with the tech package, and this is actually a TRD Premium Sport package. MSRP $36,965. Coming over to the TRD Off-Road Premium package, we have an MSRP of $36,965. Same exact price as the Sport. And then lastly, we have the TRD Sport here, access cab, tech package, MSRP $36,030. So that is all the trim levels that we have here and all the MSRP. I want to say a huge thank you to Mountain States Toyota, and a huge shout out to Daniel Nevis for setting all this up for us to do a review for you guys. If you guys are local here in Denver or even states close by and you guys are looking for a Toyota, come to Mountain States and ask for Daniel Nevis. He's a super cool dude, honest, super helpful, and he'll take care of you guys. Thanks for watching this video. Hope it was helpful for you guys, and hopefully it will help you guys determine which Tacoma trim you guys want. That is it for this video. Peace.